Hey friends, welcome to this begin course on web scraping. I will be your pilot today. My name is Alex, not your pilot. I'm just going to be talking a bit about web scraping. So first off, thank you for being here, for listening. Maybe you have a say in the matter, maybe you don't. Hopefully it overall turns out beneficial. Let's talk logistics. Course goals. So, we made this course with the hopes that any individual, no matter their programming expertise or knowledge, would be able to learn how to web scrape. Ideally, having some background in in programming will make all of this significantly easier. However, we're hoping that our instructional guides and everything is kind of easy enough that you can follow along without needing to be an expert. That said, I, too, am no expert, just here for a good time. So we're going to focus on mainly two methods of web scraping, and by mainly I mean exclusively. One of those is using Python's beautiful soup. That you can do from any machine. We'll be using Google Colab, which you can just use online. You don't even have to install anything. Super, super nice. And then the other method we will learn is through VBA, which is an add-on in Excel. So if you've heard of macros before, that's what that is. And then in addition to that, we will go over extraction, which is ultimately web scraping. Transformation, which is cleaning the data so that you can actually do analysis on it. And just a little bit of loading. So you can, really that's just going to be transforming a Python data frame or Python data into Excel. And that's really all we're going to focus on in this course. But there's plenty of resources out there if you do need to learn how to put that information into a database or some other data store. I think that's generally speaking that. Well, now let's talk about web scraping. I've said it at least a lot in this video already, but what exactly is it? So web scraping is taking information that you find on the internet and transforming it into a more usable and accessible format, right? So for example, I have this open, right? This Wikipedia article, and it's a list of natural disasters in the United States. Lovely table, beautiful, and it's super nice. Wikipedia will let you sort and different things by it. But that's all. So say, for example, I wanted to know the average death toll or the average damage cost of these natural disasters. Well, there's not really a whole lot I can do from just looking at this page, right? However, through web scraping, if I were to scrape this page, I would hopefully be able to convert it into either a pandas data frame, which we'll go over more in a later video, or into an Excel sheet. And if you're remotely familiar with Excel, you know you could just write a formula that highlighted all of these cells and find the average. So hopefully that gives you kind of a decent idea of what web scraping is. Now, why does that matter? Maybe you're sitting there and you're saying, hey Alex, I really don't care about the natural disasters in the United States, and I don't really care to know the average cost or the average death toll of those natural disasters. Well, fear not. I have more you can gain from web scraping. In my experience, I've been working for a company that specializes in web scraping over the last 2 years, and so I've been acquainted with quite a few different types of or I guess situations where people have used web scraping for their business needs. We're hoping that through this course you can honestly just add something to your resume that helps you stand out, and that you can ultimately use it to get more for the companies that you end up working at. So anyways, some of those real world applications is, for example, you may want to watch prices and how they change, and how maybe prices on one website are different than on another website. I'm sure we've all, had that one product we were eyeing, and we were looking on Amazon, and we were looking on Walmart, and we were looking at Best Buy, and trying to determine where was the best place to get it. So web scraping has the ability to help you do that. Further, you can use it to find contacts, right? It's like find people to reach out to that are, in need of your service or your business's service. You can track regulations. A lot of government websites end up being scraped because, there's constantly regulations being added or changed, and your company needs to keep track of all of those. And then you can track news trends, so looking at news websites and determining where, maybe like what's trending in the news right now and how things are changing, adapting, etc., etc. So hopefully that kind of gives you an idea of some of the things that you could do with web scraping. In one of our other videos, I'll go over some examples of web scraping projects I've done previously, and hopefully that can also inspire you. But as you're going through this course, please think of creative ways and things that you can web scrape, and things you can do with that information. Because really that's the main goal that we have here, is to help you creatively kind of think outside the box and think of new ways to solve old problems. Creativity, all that good stuff. Anyway, see you in the next one.